7 remedies in your kitchen that can help your dog or your cat.
Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets.
We're having a brand new webinar and you're invited. I'm covering the top natural approaches to treating urinary tract problems in dogs. Does your dog have a UTI? Signs, symptoms, and the best natural remedies. How to know if it's kidney disease. The top natural solutions that help. Is your dog leaking urine? Conventional veterinary medication may be harmful. There are some better holistic options. Bladder stones in dogs. It's very unlike cats. This is what you need to know. The benefits of homemade diets, specific herbal options, even homeopathics for dog urinary tract problems. And I'm going to have a big section Q&A at the end so you can ask me your most pressing dog health questions. The webinar is happening Monday, August 19th at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can click the link in the box below to sign up. There are a bunch of home remedies that are in your kitchen you probably don't even know about. There are oils, spices, teas, etc. I'm going to go into the top 7 and just how easy they are, how they're probably in your kitchen right now. You could be using them right now to help your dog or cat, potentially save a bunch on veterinary fees. First, we're headed off to the pantry cupboard, and I know there's a couple of awesome remedies in here. We have coconut oil, awesome for our dogs and cats. ACV, apple cider vinegar, can do so many good things for our pets. Number 1, we have this coconut oil. I use coconut oil a ton, and the poodle here, she loves it. Number 1, it is great for skin health, especially treating these skin infections. Coconut is antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. It's a great option if we're trying to topically treat skin infections, skin allergies, secondary yeast infections in our dogs and cats. It's great for dental disease in our dogs and cats. There's a number of studies showing the specific benefits of coconut oil for gingivitis. It can be used topically, incorporated into a homemade toothpaste. You can also just use it as a bad breath remedy. You can even just rub it onto your dog's gums. I've been doing that once a day for Tula. I did that for about 60 days, and I really did notice a decrease in gum inflammation. Tula does not let me brush her teeth. She loves coconut oil. She lets me put it on topically. Great option for gingivitis. Being anti-inflammatory, it can decrease inflammation in the stomach and the intestinal tract if your dog or cat has eaten something they shouldn't have. And also the ingredients within coconut oil, there's one in particular called MCT oil. It's a key component of coconut oil. That is now being used for animals that have seizures, being used for people that have seizures. What they're seeing is the MCT oil, it's an alternate source of energy for the brain. When you're using that as a source of energy for the brain, you're seeing decreased seizure activity. So many good things with coconut oil. And when you're going to give it orally, you want to start at a low dose, about 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight twice a day, something like this. But eventually up to about a teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight daily. If you're going to use this coconut oil as a source of a supplement to help decrease seizure activity. But as you can see, the poodle, she loves coconut oil. It's an awesome home remedy. And it's really nice when your dog, your cat likes it as well. Yum! Good for your breath and your teeth and your stomach health. Our second oh so helpful pantry item, ACV, apple cider vinegar. ACV, the apple cider vinegar, it is a great antifungal for our dogs and cats. It's really impressive when we're combining it topically with some of the different medications, i.e. for dogs that have recurring yeast ear infections, but also just as a single agent on its own. It can be used in the ears, it can be used in the skin. The apple cider vinegar is also a great antibacterial. And when we're looking at some of these like really difficult to treat bacterial ear infections, like say a bacteria called Pseudomonas, one of the only things that Pseudomonas responds to is this, the vinegar. One real easy and effective dog ear yeast infection remedy involves taking apple cider vinegar. You're going to take 1 tablespoon, i.e. here. You're going to mix that up with 1/2 cup of regular black tea. Here's our 1/2 cup. That's mixed in here with our 1/2 cup of black tea. You're going to get yourself a little syringe, draw that up. And you're going to be putting in 5 to 6 drops into your dog's affected ear. Do that twice a day for 5 to 7 days. That's going to treat most dog yeast ear infections. ACV, awesome for that. The apple cider vinegar, it can also be given orally, and many dogs and cats that have recurring urinary tract infections can respond to it. You're looking at doses of about 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight twice daily. But if you've ever tried apple cider vinegar, it's pretty darn sharp. And I'm 100% convinced you offer this to Tula, she will not drink it. In fact, she won't touch it. So what you do need to do is then combine it with something to take the edge off that is also beneficial for UTIs, and that would be honey. So you would take your 1/4 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, you take another 1/4 teaspoon of honey, add in some, a couple tablespoons of warm water, mix that up, and that's what you could give to your dog twice a day. Great option to treat dogs for UTIs. Next, we're going to the spice cabinet, and there's a couple of spices which are a really good option for our dogs and cats. We have this guy here, the orangey, yummy spice and curries, turmeric, and none other than this green-friendly herb, parsley. Number 3, we have turmeric. The active ingredient in the turmeric is 95% curcumin. It's an awesome natural anti-inflammatory / painkiller. It has worked really well for our dogs and cats. Turmeric, it also has some really well-studied anti-cancer properties. So it's a great option if you want to add some simple spice to your dog or cat's food that offers a whole array of different health benefits, and it's not going to cost you very much. But it's not the most flavorful spice, and you need to add something to it, especially to have some fat within that food, so then it can be absorbed properly. So you want to start a really low amount. I was just this amount here, which is going to be about 1/4 teaspoon. So this teeny little amount here, I can scoop out properly. So there's about 1/4 teaspoon per 20 pounds of body weight daily. Sprinkle it on top of our food. And I'd actually probably pour in a little bit of fat, probably a little bit of olive oil as well at the same time, and sort of mix that into her food. Start out that with a daily dose first. And just number 1, see that she's going to eat it. Number 2, see that it doesn't cause any stomach upset. She responds okay within a week. You'd potentially double that amount. Good option here. You got a dog who needs some pain relief, has some arthritis, consider the turmeric. Number 4, we have parsley. Parsley can do some really good things for our dogs and cats. Number 1, for bad breath. Yes, there's specific things within parsley that make the breath smell better, but it also has specific antimicrobial properties targeting those bacteria that are causing the bad breath. Parsley, great option. Number 2, parsley is a natural diuretic. So what that means, if there's too much fluid, for instance, say when our animals that have heart disease, parsley is a mild way to help decrease some of that fluid instead of some of the more, serious conventional medications like Lasix or furosemide. Then number 3, parsley can also deal with mild stomach upset. A number of all these big things from this relatively benign plant that you're using to, say, spice up your spaghetti sauce. The quick and easy bad breath remedy. You have your coconut oil. Take 1 tablespoon. Ta-da. We're going to follow that up with 1 teaspoon of parsley. Mix those 2 nice healthy items together. We have kind of green looking coconut mixture. And let's see. Poodle, go, come here. Oh, so good for you. Yay. Quick and easy bad breath remedy. And can the poodle ever use it? There it is. Parsley's awesome for that. And is the coconut oil. If you're to use parsley as a natural diuretic, you're giving 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds body weight twice daily. Parsley is also used for UTIs. Specifically, its diuretic properties, because they know that when you flush the bladder, you help flush out those bacteria that are present. You're eating 1/4 teaspoon twice a day. We have a couple more super awesome medicinal ingredients. Why they're kept here, I don't know, but they are. Oh, we have honey, which has got so many great awesome benefits. Then it's in the tea cupboard. We have black tea. Number 5, we have unpasteurized honey. It is great for wounds, great for animals that have allergies, awesome for dogs and cats for UTIs, even really good for cough in our pets. Honey has so many different medicinal benefits. Like, this is something you need to have in your kitchen. I encourage you to have honey. It's got offers so many benefits, but especially for your dogs and cats. Get yourself honey. Honey is a really broad spectrum natural antibacterial. It's effective against many of the bacteria that are resistant to many of the antibiotics. These MRSA, these Staph aureus resistant bacteria. Those same bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics, honey is effective against many of them.
So for many animals that have bacteria-resistant wounds, we're first putting on topical honey, then applying a gauze, doing that twice a day. You just apply a loose layer over top of that wound. You're going to speed wound healing. For a dog or cat with a urinary tract infection, a dog or cat with a cough, you really want to think about honey. When they were comparing some of the antibacterials against animals that have recurring UTIs versus honey, in many cases, honey was almost as effective as those antibiotics. Pretty typical dose, 1 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight daily, or a half a teaspoon twice a day. Here's our half a teaspoon of honey. Tula, let's see. Will you eat the honey? I'm pretty thinking you will. If you're coughing, oh, that was a great way to deal with your coughing naturally, especially our dogs get kennel cough. But you had a UTI, often like 3 to 5 days of honey twice a day is enough to treat the UTI. Number 6, we have the black tea. Black tea is a great natural antibacterial, and of all the different remedies for eye infections in our dogs and cats, I find that black tea is probably the one that's most effective. And it's effective against the more common bacteria causing the eye infections. There is 1 black tea bag in half a cup of hot water. I've let this sit, steep, and cool for about 30 minutes, so it's nice and cool. I can attest that. It's definitely not hot. You're going to drop about 1 cc in a syringe. Then pull down the lower lid of your dog or cat's affected eye. You're putting in 1 to 2 drops. Do that 4 times a day for 5 to 7 days, and that's going to treat most dog and cat eye infections, black tea. There's a condition called a hot spot, also known as acute moist dermatitis. That's where you're getting bacteria grow on the surface of your dog's skin. And what's happened is the bacteria is growing within the hair follicles. It'll be moist, oozy, and red. Hot spot, pretty hard to treat. But black tea, it makes a great remedy for hot spots. You get a half a cup of concentrated black tea and get yourself 1 regular strength aspirin, 325 milligrams. Dissolve that in your black tea. Draw some of that up into a syringe like this, and then squirt that topically over top of that hot spot. You're going to do that 4 times a day, 5 to 7 days. That's going to treat most of the dog hot spots. Number 1, the black tea is antibacterial. It's going to help kill the bacteria present. Number 2, it's astringent. It's going to dry up all that excess moisture, allowing the hot spot to heal. Number 3, you've got the benefit of the aspirin, the SA, also anti-inflammatory, helping make your dog feel much better, taking him out of pain. We're having a brand new webinar, and you're invited. I'm covering the top natural approaches to treating urinary tract problems in dogs. Does your dog have a UTI? Signs, symptoms, and the best natural remedies. How to know if it's kidney disease, the top natural solutions that help. Is your dog leaking urine? Conventional veterinary medication may be harmful. There are some better holistic options. Bladder stones in dogs. It's very unlike cats. This is what you need to know. The benefits of homemade diets, specific herbal options, even homeopathics for dog urinary tract problems. And I'm going to have a big section Q&A at the end so you can ask me your most pressing dog health questions. The webinar is happening Monday, August 19th at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can click the link in the box below to sign up. Last but not least, next to things that we cook with regularly, we have a wonderful oil, olive oil. Number 1, olive oil is really beneficial for dogs and cats that have underlying skin disease. It's a great source of the anti-inflammatory omega-3 essential fatty acids. Pretty standard dose, 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight twice daily. And if our animals that have underlying allergic skin disease, you want to be providing additional essential omega-3 fatty acids. Olive oil, it's a real inexpensive, easy way to do it. Our cats can get a recurring ear problem, ear mites. They get these mites growing within their ear. Typically you see this marked black debris within their ears itself. One of the simple home remedies to treat ear mites, ta-da, olive oil. Just get yourself a little handy syringe. Drop some olive oil in the syringe. As we've got here, it's all oily. You're going to tilt your cat's head back. Seek the syringe at the base of the ear, dropping in 5 to 6 drops. You're going to do that twice a day. And after you drop it in, rub the base of the ear canal to work its way down the ear canal. You're going to do that twice a day. You're going to do it for 7 days on, 7 days off, 7 days on. So over that 21-day period of time, that's going to treat most of the cat ear mite problems. All with this inexpensive, healthy olive oil. Then lastly, olive oil can also be used for intestinal obstruction, slash hairballs. It's not uncommon, especially for cats. They excessively groom themselves. They can have that hair kind of blocking up within the intestinal tract. You can consider using olive oil as a natural option. Pretty standard dose, about 1/4 teaspoon, a little over a ml, twice a day, somewhere between 7 to 10 days. Going to treat most of our cats that have hairballs. Then in general, just to improve the quality of your dog or your cat's diet, i.e. improve the quality of their food, you consider adding olive oil in daily. It's such a good, inexpensive source of the omega-3 essential fatty acids, which are so beneficial for many of our dog and cat health conditions, i.e. our animals that have allergies, our animals that have arthritis, for immune support, potentially preventing some of the serious diseases such as cancer. All that can come from olive oil. And just low amounts can be pretty beneficial. 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight daily, drizzling that over top of your dog or cat's food. So there they are, my top 7 inexpensive home kitchen remedies to help your dogs and cats. Thanks again so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. Click up there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and when you click that link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book.